Hi, I'm Debbie Hartner.
I'm Elsie Johnson.
We are two sisters, Southern Cooking.
Try pretty much every kind of pound cake that you can. So today we're going to do a chocolate pound cake.
Yes.
So this is going to be good.
This is a cream cheese chocolate pound cake. It's going to be good, y'all. I love pound cake to begin with. Now, my method and Elsie's method of making a pound cake without making it so hard that it's difficult and it's so crunchy that you can't cut
it's
through
not
it.
Tender or anything. Yeah.
Right. You want it to be somewhat crispy on the top. You want it to be a little crispy on the top, but you don't want it to be where you have to get a chainsaw and cut it. So it all is in your temperature. And also how long you beat your batter too. So, but temperature, I always bake pound cakes, and Elsie does too, 300 degrees. And we always add 15 minutes onto the recipe to make sure that it's completely baked. That way it gives it that extra little bit of crisp on the top, but where it's not ridiculous.
And also, we started with a cold oven.
Yes, we put our pound cakes into a cold oven. And that is always, if your recipe tells you to do otherwise, you can try it, but I'm telling you, the difference is it crisps up too quick if your oven is preheated.
Yep. Yeah.
So that's just a little bit of advice from us. So before we get started, Elsie and I have a couple helpful hints that we've picked up over the years. If you have, like we were doing, like it was almost like a candy in our buttercream earlier, and it leaves a lot of caramelized sugar on your on your whisk and your pot and your spoons and everything. Everything it touches, it leaves this hardened that you can't get off. Here's a little hint. Take a pot, maybe the pot that you actually cooked in, and put a little bit of soap in it, like dish soap, like Dawn or whatever you use. I use Ajax. And put it in there, and then turn the heat on and let it boil, and it'll boil right off. And all you have to do is just take a cloth over it, make sure it's cleaned, and it'll be right off of your Making sure that you don't overwork your batter makes it a much more tender cake, and it also helps to have the cream cheese and the 3 sticks of butter to make it an amazingly tender pound cake. Which is an oxymoron because pound cakes are not known to be tender, but this cake was very tender and delicious. So, but you also need to, probably should, before you start putting in your dry ingredients, after you get your eggs mixed in, just sweep it down again, just to make sure everything is incorporated. All right, I think we are good to go. All right. And Elsie's going to do one egg at a time. I'm very excited about this chocolate pound cake. Okay. Go ahead and turn that off. You always want to run your mixer on low when you're mixing in your eggs, because it does less damage as far as breaking down the proteins and stuff if it's mixing on low rather than a high speed. So, all right. All right. This towel helps to keep what's inside of here. So if it flies up, it'll come right back down. So it keeps it from blowing everywhere. So. I'm going to scrape down the sides real quick and make sure that we have everything fully mixed, because this is a critical stage. You don't want to be over mixing it, but you want to make sure that all the flour and the chocolate is fully mixed in. And at this point, we'll be adding in our vanilla too as well. Okay. I want to wipe this down here real quick, our paddle, a little bit, and get all of that off of there so we can make sure that we get everything mixed in together. All right. All right, Elsie's gonna go ahead and pour in the vanilla, and then we're going to start it and go ahead and just until it's mixed, and then we'll, yep, you're good. Great. It doesn't take many turns around to actually get it to where it needs to be, so. So our winner this month is going to be getting some Funfetti cake pops in the mail. So that's going to be really exciting. And hopefully they will survive the Florida heat to get there.
Well, actually, I'm going to hand deliver them.
Well, there you go. I'd put them in something cold and take them down.
Yeah, because I'll be taking 80 home.
That will be perfect. Okay guys, so we're going to go ahead and get ready to put this into our fluted pan. We're going to bake it at 300. A lot of recipes calls for 350, 325, 300 for us. That's how we have our cakes so tender and so delicious. Is we do 300 and we add 15 minutes onto the bake time. So if the bake time says an hour and a half, we add an hour and 45 minutes. We start checking it about an hour and a half just to make sure, because our oven, you know, the temperature in the oven might be off a little bit. But the truth is we will have made our cake as tender and as good as possible. Pound cake isn't supposed to be super tender, but we do make a tender pound cake that is really good. It is divine, and it's all in your temperature and how much you beat it. And that's all she wrote. Okay, y'all, so Elsie prettied it up, balanced it out, made it all nice. And so what we're going to do is we're going to pop this in the oven at 300. It's going to be delicious, y'all. This is a divine chocolate cream cheese pound cake. We'll see you guys in our next video. So we are getting down the wire here, and I'm going to go ahead and make our glaze for our chocolate pound cake. So I do a basic vanilla glaze. So I take an entire 2-pound bag of confectionery sugar, and I just put it right in here. And I'm going to go ahead and put hot water in here, about a quarter cup. I may have to add more just to let you know, and I probably will. And I'm going to add in probably, let's add in about a tablespoon of vanilla. Okay. So if this doesn't thin out the way I want it to, then I'm going to have to add more in, which it looks like I will. All right. Get this all mixed together, and then I'm going to like start pushing it into the wall of the bowl. It does take a darker color with the vanilla. You can use clear vanilla if you want a pure white glaze on top of your cake. I'm going to try to get all of the lumps out here. Twirling it and pushing it into the wall, and that will help to move it out. Now you want to use hot water, and the reason for that, you can do milk, but if you do hot water, it won't have that milky taste, and it'll have just a pure vanilla taste with sugar, and you won't have all those other additives in it. So this here, it will just give you a nice glaze. All right.
It's not that one. Are you turning the TV on or the game?
All right, folks. So that is our glaze on top of our cake. We're going to go ahead and let this set, and we'll be right back to make the turkey taco salad. We'll see you in our next video. And I'm Debbie.
We're two sisters Southern cooking.
And we thank you for visiting our page. Please like, share, and subscribe.
Thank you.